Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Zarina, your Upland neighbor, bringing you the floor today, June 6th, in all Upland cities. And before we talk about the floor, please hit the like and subscribe. Gotta ask it nicely because a lot of people forget, but it really helps out a lot when you do. So please hit that like, but give it a thumbs up. It's just a click and it helps out a lot. What I want to talk about before we talk about the floor, and it's just some things about Berlin and how you should do your own research. There are a lot of people speculating about different things. But a lot of times the speculation straight up comes from a good Google search. So if you just go out there and Google hey, what's the most famous streets? What's the most famous neighborhoods in Berlin? You'll get a lot of easy searches that a lot of times end up being like a hit. It just ends up being what Upland picks. So one of the places you might want to check out is the most famous street in Berlin. I think it's Unter den Linden. And it comes up as, the top street over and over again in searches. So you definitely, if you're looking to try to maybe nail a potential collection, could be a blue, who knows, just go to this area. Who knows we don't know what it's going to cost, but, it's worth taking a look at if you're trying to mint a collection, if you're speculating. Then, if you do some more research, you can type in, the most famous streets. And when you do that, you get a bunch of different, this top 10, but you'll notice the ones that get repeated as you do your search. So notice how below that, I'm not even going to try to say that word. It looks, I don't know, but it's the KUR one. That one looks like it's definitely, something worth looking at. And then, I'm sorry I skipped over one. Sorry, I went down to the most popular streets before I talked about that district that's the most wealthiest. So if you're looking for the neighborhood that's going to be the most wealthiest, that expensive neighborhood, it looks like that's Charlottenburg. Charlottenburg. And it's the wealthiest and most commercialized western in Western Berlin. And it says along the famous Kuhndam, which runs through it. And that street is also listed as one of the most famous, by the way. But it goes by another name, which I believe is that other name in there. It's also known as one of the streets already mentioned. So just be aware there's an AKA there. All right, let's go ahead and check out the floor. So those are the things. Look for those things tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Don't forget to register. Sorry, for the upcoming. There's right now. Register tonight for the historic tour. It's happening tomorrow. Register tomorrow for the scavenger hunt. So I'll remind you then, but I'm reminding you right now. If you do want to participate in a historic tour, definitely worth getting that 0.10 spark, because spark isn't cheap and it's hard to find sometimes. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and check out this floor. A lot of green. In fact, people are, raising prices, it seems like. But in Rutherford, I actually set some floors today and then they swept up right away. So it sold fast, but the dollar side is still relatively inexpensive. Would love to see that coming back up closer to the $20 range. Maybe people can just bring it up themselves. You might do some good there. But anyways, Manhattan, I also sold some Manhattans pretty cheap today, only because I was trying to mint a property in London, and I'm trying to mint a fairly large size property in London because I'm hoping to get a cafe there. So that's my goal. That's the reason I did it. Maybe it was a bad move, but I sold a lot of stuff just so I could make this happen. So I'm hoping to, build a cafe, get a cafe. We'll see what. Oh wait, there was a fireside chat. If you missed it, lots of talk. Go watch it yourself. It's on YouTube. But there's some things that were mentioned. In case we already haven't mentioned it, there's going to be the neighborhood chat and game. But there's, going through this new immersive experience and cafes, they mentioned people being able to token gate certain things, which would be really nice if people can actually pay or make people pay to access their cafes via Upland versus having to go to a different space. So actually, I'm a little bit excited. I'm getting more amped about Upland. I'm getting rejuvenated on my Upland hype. So yeah, you guys go check it out and get your points. I've been literally treasure hunting almost every 5 minutes all day long, trying to score these points. And I won one of those tier hunt explorers. Someone mentioned that there was going on randomly in Birmingham, and I was one of 2 people in the city at the time. So I easily won that treasure. It was such a fun find, just paid off being in Birmingham at that time. But by the way, before I went to Birmingham, I went back to London this morning, used up all my sins in London hunting, and I won not chesses, chest. I won 2 spark chests, and that was pretty cool. And I basically hunted until I couldn't collect sins anymore. Once I hit that point, I took the train over to, I saved 1 sin. I had actually 3 sins, but I realized I couldn't collect anymore. So I went over to Birmingham and stayed over there and just continued to just press and spawn hunts for 45 epics all day long. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. We'll see how many points it ends up getting me with, but that's where I'm at, people. Alright, everybody, happy hunting, happy continued Genesis week. Hope you're all having fun. See you guys in Upland.